I have some exciting news. Well, I'm pretty sure you can tell by the thumbnail. I have a new website. Well, kinda.
Huh?
Let me explain. In order for you to understand why this is such a big deal, I need to take you back in time. So strap in because it's storytelling time. Since I've already done that video on why I started this crochet business, let me just start this story with what happens after that. I started thinking about how I was going to sell my patterns. Should I use Etsy? People say they've got really high fees. Then there's Rivalry, then there's Shopify. There's a whole lot of other options, and I just didn't think selling on my own website was going to be one of them. So I figured I'd just start with an Etsy shop. Since I still needed to design some patterns, I went ahead and set up an account with MailerLite, which is a platform that people use to create an email list. I was told I needed an email list. By the way, if you're not on my email list, you should be. That's the best way to stay up to date with when I release patterns. Back to the story. So as I was creating my MailerLite account, I saw that they had an option to create a website for free. Who doesn't want a free website? Seeing that made me switch over to start putting up a website. I wanted some basic information about me, my business, and I figured instead of listing products, I would just point people over to my Etsy shop when I had products. So I created this site, and it was painfully slow because the editor that MailerLite has is pretty bogus. So once it was done, I left that site alone. After a while, I went back to that website to link some stitch tutorials to try and drive people over to my YouTube channel. I must have forgotten what that site really looked like because when I got there, I hated it. The site looked really bad to me. I thought the quality was poor and I just didn't like it at all. But what choice did I have? Anything else would cost money, and I was trying to keep costs down, way down. I still am. Then I thought about using WordPress. You see, at this point, my husband had started a bookkeeping business and I created the site for him. The hosting plan we chose allows multiple websites, and that means I could have a WordPress website for my business. And it would technically be free because the cost was covered by bookkeeping. And since my husband wasn't using the free domain that came with the hosting plan, it was still available, just sitting there. So I talked to my husband about the idea and he agreed. So I went to work. Not really. I first needed to do some research on how to set up an online store using WordPress. You see, our bookkeeping website doesn't have that. It's really just a place for people to get to know what we're about and become clients. I felt like the researching was just taking up so much time, so I decided to at least go ahead and claim the free domain for Patterns by Patsy. But I didn't even start designing yet. I still didn't know what I wanted my website to look like or what content I needed. So I did more research. At some point, I told myself, you just need to start designing. So I did, and I finished the homepage. But then I started thinking, if it took me this long just to finish the homepage, how long is it going to take me to finish the whole site? There are several other pages that need to be created. And then there's testing, all that, just to make sure everything works. It could take a while. I felt discouraged because people would either see my old, terrible looking website, or they would see an under construction page on my new WordPress website. That's when I had the idea to just replace my under construction page. I could create just one page that tells people who I am, what my business is about, and let them know that I'm still designing the site. They could also just go ahead and sign up for my newsletter, and that's where they'll get all the updates on what's going on.
That's a good idea!
I know, huh? Why didn't I think of this before? That page is done, and it's live. Now you see why I'm so excited? There was a lot to get to this point. So I've taken down the MailerLite website and pointing everyone to my new one. Well, it's kind of my new one. For now, anyway. Isn't it better than what I had before? I'm really happy with how this welcome page turned out, and I'm looking forward to building out the rest of it, the rest of the site. When the site is done, people will be able to learn more about me, my business, how I design patterns, and they'll even have some free resources if they need to learn how to crochet for the first time. And of course, you can purchase my awesome patterns. I'll leave a link in the description so you can take a closer look at that website and sign up for my newsletter. Don't worry, I'm not going to spam your inbox with a bunch of emails. At this point, I'm only sending out monthly recaps. I honestly don't have time to be drafting emails that are sent out more often than that. If you visit my website, let me know what you think. Thanks for sticking around and listening to my story. That's going to be it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more. Thanks for watching.